Hello, my name is Sarah, otherwise known as Yarnmugs, and welcome to my 25th podcast. This is my podcast about knitting, crochet and sewing, and I often talk about the books I've been reading. I'm in my usual spot, but I've got my patio doors wide open because my cat, he's just gone in. And it is a bit noisy because we have a train track. I'm just wondering if I should shut the door. Hold on. Right, sorry about that. I've shut the doors now. The cat's gone inside and it's much quieter. It's so noisy with the train track and I think that would be quite disturbing. Right, let's start again. I'm Sarah. Welcome to my 25th podcast. Now, I haven't podcasted for a while. I podcasted in April for various reasons. One of them was I just got a bit bored with what I was making, so I wasn't really making much. But suddenly I've had a bit of a burst and I've been doing quite a lot of knitting. So yeah, let's get on with showing you what I've been up to. I think first of all we'll talk about what I'm wearing. I think last time, actually before I start, thank you for all my returning viewers. I really appreciate you. Keep coming back. Thank you for any new viewers that are here, and thank you for any Ko-fi donations too. Last time I had mentioned that I was going for a job interview and I got that job interview, so thank you for all your well wishes, and thanks for all your advice that you always give, all the tips with any issues that I'm having with my makes. Sorry, I should have said that right at the beginning. So I think last time I said I wanted to make myself a birthday dress. I've had a birthday since the last podcast, and I had a real a bit of a sewing fail, which happens to us all, doesn't it? Sewing or knitting or crochet, whatever you're making, sometimes some things work, some things don't. In my mind, I'll show you what I wanted to make. So I've shown you this, I think I was wearing this last time, the Sagebrush top, and I wanted to make this into a dress, and I had some pink gingham fabric. And for one reason or another, I don't know if I just got, I do know what, I got all my measurements wrong. Let me just get out what I was doing. So I wanted to make a dress, so I used the Hinterland bodice and skirt as measurements, that's it. So it's one of my favourite dresses, and I was trying to match the Sagebrush top measurements with the Hinterland bodice measurements so I could get the proportions right, but I measured it wrong, and so it ended up being too long for a dress. The bodice was really long, almost like below my belly button. I don't know how I got such a big fail. So then I think I chopped a bit off and then decided, I'll make it into a top, and then I'd cut too much off and it was too small for a top. So last time, or a while ago, I mentioned this top, which was similar, where I ended up with a top that was too short because it was only made with 1 metre of fabric. And then this was what should have been my birthday dress, which is, I can't believe this, but it's ended almost, it's almost exactly the same. I was so frustrated. You know, it's a pretty dress. I put my own bias binding from an old leftover fabric from another dress I had. And it just got to the point then, I was so disappointed. I've not finished the sleeves. I've just overlocked the edge, but I just didn't know what to do with it. Lots of people have said about this one to find a contrast fabric to make a skirt, but I don't know if I'm really keen on that. I've hunted around for this actual fabrics. It's got some different coloured dots. I can't find this fabric anywhere. And ideally I want it just to be the same. Other people have mentioned putting a peplum on it, but I just think that would not suit my body shape at all. I'm much better if I've got either a bit of a waist or a boxy. You know, if there's a bit of extra fabric around the hip area, it just doesn't suit me. I've got lots of this fabric left, not lots, I've got strips of the fabric left, but I'm just not keen to add strips to it, and I don't know, with all the gingham and I don't know. So I don't know whether just to finish up the sleeves, and then, I don't know, they might go to charity. I think if I didn't mind wearing a short top with jeans, but it's just too short where it exposes skin, and I'm always self-conscious of that. So yeah, so they were the fails, and then my birthday came and I had no plans, so I decided to make a dress on my birthday, and so I made this, and I'm really happy with it. Now, I've made this dress before, and again it's a mashup of the Lotta dress. I'm just going to show you a line drawing. So you can see here, this is like the top part, the bodice part, with grown on sleeves. So I've got the Lotta top and the Hinterland skirt and pockets, which is what I use quite a lot for many of my dresses. It's in a cotton poplin. It was called Old Rose Poplin Flowers. I had 2.5 meters of it for £20. It's really cheap. It's quite crisp. It's not drapey. And I also had some shop bought bias binding that I attached myself as well. And I like the fact that it's on show rather than binding that's hidden. So I'll stand up and show you. So you can see that it's a bodice. It's not particularly fitted, as in there's no darts, but it's nice, with a gathered skirt and pockets. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. Again, it is a bit of a crisp feel to it. It's not drapey, and the fact it's not fitted, I still feel it gives me a bit of a shape. And it's such an easy make because there's no sleeves to put in, and it still feels, I like it. I feel like I could probably make lots of these in all different fabrics. It was a very quick make. I made this within, I'm going to say, less than 3 hours. It was very quick. Yeah, and I felt really nice on the day. It's got a bit of kind of yellow in here, and I had some, they're not Converse, but they're like plimsolls in yellow that I bought from Sainsbury's probably a year or two ago, and I'd never worn them, and I wore them with this, and it just felt really lovely, like I had a nice new outfit on. So yeah, really happy with this. I'll just see if I said anything about that. Yeah, so one thing I did a bit different, when I did the side seams, I just popped it on and it was really tight. It was pulling very tight against my bust. So I just did a bigger seam allowance on the side. But that has made it a bit big. That's what's made it a bit bigger here. If it was a bit tighter, it would be a bit more fitted there. But currently, I just need that bit of extra room at the moment. Yeah, I've just put perfect skirt and pockets, which I use all the time. Felt really pretty on my birthday. Made it in the morning. So yeah, I'm really pleased with that. That was a lovely make. And I've got quite a few other bits of cotton fabric that I want to make into new dresses. I said earlier I'm going to be starting a new job soon, and recently as well I've done Me Made May on Instagram, which I'd never done before completely. I might have dipped in and out on the odd days, but I managed, well I do, I wear Me Made all the time. So I did Me Made May, and it really made me realise the dresses and things I make that I'm not particularly happy with. So I've had a big clear out. A lot of stuff has gone to charity. Some things were really ready for the rag bag, and yeah, we had lots of wear and tear. So I feel like I just need a bit of a refresh and get some dresses made in the shapes that make me feel nice. So yes, I feel quite excited about that. I've got some time off before I start my new job, and I'm hoping to make, maybe about 4 new dresses before I start that new job. Okay, so that's the sewing. Yeah. But yeah, I was really disappointed with those sewing fails, but that's just how it is, isn't it? That's how you learn. And the whole thing about measuring twice, cutting once, that really said it all. I just got all the measurements wrong, so it was my fault. Right, on to the sewing. No, the knitting. I'm not going to show you any crochet today because I have worked on my Yuletide blanket a little bit, but not enough to really show you any change. So I'll leave that for another month. I have been doing it, and again, I sort of had just fallen out of the habit of working on that, but I've done a few rounds and I'm back in the swing of it. So next time I'll have a bit more to show. Yeah, so knitting. Last time I'd showed you the beginnings of the Ranunculus sweater, and today I've almost finished it. Show you what I'm up to. So over the weekend I was able to do quite a bit of, just concentrate on the knitting, and I managed to get a sleeve made and made a start on another sleeve. Let me get this the right way round. I've sewn all my ends in so far. I remember a few times I've talked to you about the problem I had with the big laddering at the neckline, but I've managed to resolve that just by weaving the ends in and sewing it, and I can't even, I know it is probably there, but with the kind of bobbles, you can't really, I don't think you can really tell, especially from the back. It doesn't look like there's a problem. I'm really, really happy with it. So this is made out of, let me just hang it over my shoulder a bit more. This yarn, which is recycled denim. It's double knit, so it's cotton. And when I bought this at the Wool Show, I bought 3 balls of this blue and 1 of that because they didn't have 4. And so far, this is what I've got left, enough to make my sleeve. I might even put it on. Let's show you it on because I can show you. Let me just get the magic loop. Yeah, I'm really, really happy with it. Just get it over. So obviously it's not been blocked, but you'll get the gist once I get it on. Now, let me stand up. So it will be just sort of on my waist or a bit below, but nice to wear with jeans or over a dress. Oh, look at the yoke. It's a really lovely make. The sleeves, I had 36, no, the yarn from this blue yarn left, I split it into 2, so I knew that I'd have the same amount for each sleeve, and I had 36 grams left for the sleeve, and then I've just been left with 3 grams, so 33 grams made the sleeve. It's not ideal, it's not a short sleeve and it's not a long sleeve, but I feel like the cuff matches the rib of this. I did go down a needle size for the cuff, but I've said before, I just like using every little bit of the yarn up, and it is a cool jumper. I will wear it when it's cold as well, but it just feels, because it's cottony, it'll be nice just to throw on in the evening if it's a bit chilly, but not too chilly that my arms are cold. I didn't decrease at all, I just knit, and then I did knit 1, purl 1 for the rib. So yeah, I'm really pleased with it. It won't take me long, I'll get this finished today. It's very quick on double knitting. Oh, I'm quite warm, let me take this off. So yeah, I'd highly recommend this pattern. Let me just get it off. Oh look, the sun's coming around. It gets so hot when the sun's there. I'll just see if I wrote anything about this. Sorry. Oh. Yeah, so this is the Ranunculus by Midori Hirose. I don't know how you pronounce that. And originally the pattern was in one size, and then when I started to make it, she changed it to different sizes. I made the size 3, which I can't remember what that relates to, but it would have been my bust size, and I'm really happy with the fit. It's not oversized, it is just fitting me with a little bit of ease, a little bit boxiness. It's quite open, so the gauge was quite, you know, it's not very tight, but it feels really nice in this cotton. I imagine if it was tight, you know, cotton can sometimes be a bit stiff, but it feels, yeah, drapey. Oh look, now my cat wants to come in. Oh, there it is. I'll probably want the door open in a minute. Yeah, but a lovely make, a lovely yoke, really simple, lots of videos to help if you're struggling with anything different. Right, so yeah, ultimately this jumper has been made out of 300 grams, which is amazing. And I'm sure these were only, I can't even remember how much they were. They might have only been £4. I honestly know, I can't even remember, I'm not even going to guess. But it wasn't expensive. So yeah, that's a lovely make. And I haven't used this at all, so I'll just have to save this for something else. I kept thinking, do I add it to make the longer sleeves? But I just thought I've not added the undyed anywhere else in the jumper, so I just thought I'd go with the blue. The other jumper I've been working on is the V-back tee. And again, I'd got really bored with this. But then suddenly had a second wind. But during that second wind, I just knitted far too much and have made it a bit too long. So I'll show you where I'm at. I think last time I'd been joining in this different colour, contrast colour, and now it's all in. You can see the shape of the V. So it's sort of, see how it looks a bit big. I'm not particularly, I don't know if I'm overly happy with it. I'm not explaining this very well. So when you make this jumper in different colours, you're following the pattern for the top, but you're also following a colour transition pattern as well. And I'd been following the colour transition pattern where it said to do so many rows of this and forgot that I wasn't following the actual pattern. So I think I did 3 extra inches. So this is a bit longer than I'd planned. I'm going to just put it on and show you. Last time I wasn't really happy with the colours merging together, but so I finished the body but just not done any of the sleeves. And obviously it's not been blocked, and I am a bit worried that when it is blocked, it will be even bigger. So it's a V back, but you can wear the V at the front. And you can see the short rows create this kind of up and down. I don't think it's, I don't know if I really like it. It's gone a bit too big. Another thing, that the rib was quite short and it was starting to flail out. So I've added 2 rows of crocheted double stitches all the way around, and that has made a difference. It's definitely hanging. This is without blocking as well. So this is what I'm a bit worried about. All of this, once it's blocked, is it going to be really big? I'll turn around and show you the back. So it's literally sort of just on below my hip. So in the winter, you know, over a pair of jeans, that probably would be nice. Yeah, it's a lovely shape here, isn't it? But I'm just not overly loving it. But I'm glad that I've nearly finished it. So just the sleeves now. This is what I've got left. So I had 2 skeins of this and 1 of this one. So I'll be able to do a bit of merging in, but yeah, I don't know if these will be full length sleeves or just short. I might even just do short just to get it done. I don't know, we'll see. So that's that. Yeah, and I've got my sleeves just on waste yarn. It's quite handy to be able to try on. And I've weaved all the ends in as well. That's just where I've just finished off the double Yeah, what do you think? I don't know. It's not. I'm glad it's nearly finished, but it's not my favourite jumper. So I think that's why I've been in a bit of a slump. It's like, even though I enjoyed the Ranunculus, and when I tried that on once I'd finished the body, I was really happy with it. I just want to get this finished, I think, and then start something new. I talked a lot more about the yarn I used in previous podcasts, so feel free to go back and have a look at that. So yeah, that's all I've been working on really, the sewing and the 2 jumpers and a bit of the Yuletide blanket, which I'll show you next time. I'll now show you some of the yarn. Yes, I'll show you some yarn. So I've shown you this each month where I sort of joined the Enchanted Yarn Club by Beehive Yarns, and every month you get this inspirational picture and then she creates the yarn to match with it. So this was April's. It's so pretty, and I'm using I chose the DK weight. Her DK weight is called Dolly. Very pretty, really pretty picture, and a pretty and I've got no idea what I'm going to do with all of this yarn, but it's so beautiful. Each month I just say yes, I'll have another one. This was the May picture and the yarn to go with it, and again, really, really pretty. I do love these kind of blues and greens. So I don't think, it's not about putting them all together, I don't think. I don't know yet, I'd have to line them up, but it just will be nice to have a few skeins of DK weight in this beautiful yarn. Yeah, I'm really, really impressed. Not that I've used it yet, but it just feels really lovely. 100% superwash merino. I think that's what they all are. Yeah, that's her Dolly. So yeah, check out Beehive Yarns. Really, really lovely. And then recently, me and my sister went on a rag rug making day. I've never done rag rug making before, but we had such a lovely day. And this is what I'm in the process of making. So it's a sunflower on this Hessian bag. And then, so that's what we made in the morning, or started to make. And then this is what I started to make in the afternoon, and it will be an actual rug. And this is just from rags of shirts and fabric that she had on the day. So I grabbed a few of those, and then I've got lots of my own fabrics that I can now pop into it. It was so nice. Look at the back. It's really, really neat. Anyone else done rag rug making before? It was really good fun. It's a local to me company or business, but they do courses all over the country. I'm just trying to see if I've got the little card. Yeah, so this is the company, Ragged Life, and we came across them at the knitting and stitching show and found out that they really lived close to us. So yeah, there's an example of a rag rug. I saw that in the flesh. It's lovely. But again, this really fits in with how I like to use everything up. I don't know if I'd actually have a rag rug on the floor or not, I'm not sure, but just even the act of making something, turning rags into something that is beautiful and can be used. So yeah, check out Ragged Life. Really lovely girl that does it, and like I say, she's doing courses all over the place, so in the UK. So yeah, that was a really lovely day with my sister in beautiful surroundings, and then learning a new skill, and then you end up with a bag. So yeah, I've got lots of rags in there to add to this rug, as well as finishing the sunflower. And then, I'm making lots of mess here, sorry. And then, because it's been quite a while, I have read quite a few books since I last saw you, or spoke to you. And I've got my little book with my reviews in. So the first one I read was this, The Gift of Rain by Twan. I've had this book I've got like a little drawer with books in. I'm going to say I've had this for about 10 years. It was a gift. A friend had given it to me. I'm just trying to see if it's got the date when it was published. 2007. So yeah, I've had this for a long time, and it's just sat, and every time I've gone to pick a new book, I've just thought, oh, I don't want to read that. And then when I read this in April, oh my goodness, it's amazing. I've put here as a review, amazing, sad, brutal, but I just couldn't stop reading it. And it's about the Japanese when they occupied Malay. So it sounds a bit depressing, but it's an amazing book. If anyone's read The Kite Runner, it's those kind of books where some bits are hard to read, horrible to read, but it's so important and sort of based on true sort of a true time in history. But it's amazing. Yeah, I would really highly recommend this book. Yeah, and it's one of them ones you think, why has it been in my drawer for 10 years? And it's, amazing, really, really amazing. I then read this one, The Midnight Library. My daughter picked this up in Sainsbury's and then didn't want to read it, so I read it. And again, this was a really lovely book. And I put it for a review, a sweet book about regrets and the life we could have had with an uplifting ending. And it's about a girl who's really low and ready to end her life, and then she finds herself being able to live lots of other lives, other versions of her life, to work out what it is that she actually wants. So yeah, it was really interesting. You can imagine this being a film. It was a really really easy read, but lovely ending, lovely and uplifting. I then read this one, The Cousins. And I've read books by this author before. Again, this is a sort of teen novel. This is one of my daughter's books. And I've just put not as good as her previous two. So it's a really easy read. Good idea for like a holiday read. And again, you can imagine this being a programme or a film. So it's about a sort of a family that are not in touch with each other anymore. Quite a rich family. Don't know whether to say any more. Yeah, so there's been lots of family mysteries as to why they don't see their family anymore, and you sort of find the reasons for that. So it's an easy read, but not necessarily the best book in the world, but it was okay. And then my last one I read was this one by Claudia Winkleman. Lots of people had recommended this, and I had mixed opinions about it. This is a book of her opinions, so and some of them are funny and some of them you sort of agree with, but some I put here, some bits were funny, but I also felt she wouldn't like me, as her opinions about some things described my life. So I think some of her opinions just made me feel like she doesn't like that kind of thing, or I don't know. I didn't always feel happy when I was reading it. It made me feel a little bit judged. But some bits were nice. And I really like her, when I see her on the telly. But so that's my view on that. Okay, I feel like I'm coming to the end. I haven't really got lots to have shared, but I hope that's been okay. I'm really in the zone now for getting both them jumpers finished with the sleeves and then starting lots of new things. So I reckon next time I'll have some dresses and some new cast-ons, which I've got no idea. Don't know what I want to work on or make, but feel quite excited about doing something new. Yeah, okay then, I think that is it, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Bye.